I don't know if you can tell, but we're currently in a pandemic Lovato.
Pink whip, thick ass, give 'em whiplash.
And so it's really hard to rely on just one stream of income as your base source for survival, especially so in this volatile economy. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Chloe. I'm a second-year undergraduate studying digital culture in King's College London, and on this channel we talk all things career, entrepreneurship, and intentional living for my fellow creatives looking to find work and live a life that they truly love. And in this video, we're talking about money, baby, and how to earn that good multiple streams of income through your side hustles. And as the great Cardi B once said,
I was born to flex, yes. Diamonds on my neck. I like boarding jets, I like more than sex, but nothing in this world that I like more than checks. Money.
why I wanted to create this video was essentially for my younger self who didn't realize that you didn't need to just subscribe to that typical 9-to-5 job at an agency or a production house or design studio or whatever not, and that you in fact could take charge of how much you earn every single month and all of the possibilities in the universe that allows you to do so. Essentially, why I think it's important to have multiple streams of income through your side hustles is through 5 reasons. I don't know if you can tell, but we're currently in a pandemic Lovato.
Pink whip, thick ass, give 'em whiplash.
And so it's really hard to rely on just one stream of income as your base source for survival. Secondly, it gives you a peace of mind when one of your streams of income tanks, because at least you know that you can rely on other streams to get you going. And the third reason is that we get bored pretty easily, and so having different side hustles really keeps things interesting. It gets you creatively inspired, and so you find fulfillment in different areas. And the fourth one is that you can obtain a variety of skill sets from different side hustles that can end up helping you in your other side hustle. Now let me explain. For me personally, I saw this when I was doing community management work and becoming a virtual assistant for a female and non-binary founders business club called Babes on Waves. I saw that a lot of the problems and the challenges and sort of the things that I learned could be directly translated into the internship I have right now, working as a marketing and communications intern at a open innovation ecosystem. And the fifth reason why it's so great to have side hustles in this economy is because it gives you the option to live life on your own terms rather than conforming to the typical 9-to-5 job. Look, no hate on that. I'm currently doing that. So now that we got those reasons out of the way, let's talk through today's agenda, okay? Because I do not want to be wasting your time. You got money to make. So for today's agenda, we're going to be talking about 7 different side hustles that you can start to make money from home as a creative. Yeah, get into it.
Yeah, get into it.
So the first one is to do community management. Essentially, what community management is that you're managing small to large communities online. Now, these communities can vary from being a business club, an online community, a social media page, a Facebook group, and becoming a community manager for that community is essentially becoming the ambassador for that community. You're also facilitating interactions and engagement. Now, why should you do this? Alongside all of these other side hustle ideas, they all can be done remotely. You can do it from anywhere in the world, and therefore giving you freedom of time and flexible work hours. And this can be very easily sort of adjusted to your lifestyle and your working hours if you are doing this alongside your 9-to-5, your day job, whatever it may be, is because it's really great for networking opportunities or just making new friends with like-minded individuals. So who is this for? This is for someone who is people-oriented and actually enjoys social interaction. You have to be someone who genuinely wants to help or connect people. For my job in particular, being the community manager for Babes on Waves, I sort of have to constantly facilitate interactions between different members, ensure that they feel welcomed, and kind of go through the onboarding process with them. Sometimes, like, the person who created that community no longer has the freedom of time.
Okay, I got everything I wanted to get done today. Oh, so are you finally gonna relax? Oh, no. I am riddled with anxiety.
To sort of facilitate that interaction with their members themselves, and so they need to have someone else who has the freedom of time and who genuinely is a advocate for the community to sort of take charge of that. Now let's talk about how to start doing this. Firstly, you can start following communities that you are already a part of or want to be a part of. It can be for personal use or for professional use, whatever it may be. Secondly, be active, engaged, and visible in the group. I'm gonna talk about how I came to be the community manager for Babes on Waves. I didn't even apply for the job. I didn't even know the job existed. I didn't even know what a community manager was. I was actually offered the job by the founder herself, Jasmine. Jazz, hello! Who's that lady? Who's that lady? I got offered the job because she saw me as someone who was always interacting with other members. Boom, we created this job, and that might be possible for you as well. And the second one is to do video/podcast editing. Now, what is this? Well, from the name itself, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's essentially to edit videos or podcasts for busy creators, solopreneurs, or podcasters. Why should you do this? Firstly, you can do it remotely as long as you have a computer, internet connection, creativity, and a love for the post-production process. You don't even have to be there for the filming or recording process. Like, as long as they give you a creative brief to follow through and you know exactly what you need to deliver on, you can easily do this. But who is this really for? Now, this is for those creatives who genuinely enjoy editing or the post-production process. You have to be someone who is organized because things can get really messy. There's lots of folders, there's lots of files, especially if you're video editing. It requires more heavy lifting, I would say, rather than podcast editing because you're mainly dealing with audio. But for video editing, you're dealing with both video and audio. This is also for those who are actively showing their work online. This is sort of an idea inspired by Austin Kleon's book, Show Your Work. Highly recommend reading that. The concept of it is that you are already showing your portfolio online. You don't necessarily have to sell your services. People want your services. So this is for those people who are already doing that or are willing to do that. How do you start? Well, firstly, pick a niche or an editing style or a topic that you are an authority of. You might be in fashion and you really are well acquainted with the language of it. You know the editing style that's really popular in that industry. Lastly, you had to have a level of proficiency with Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro for video editing, or Adobe Audition, Logic Pro X, or FL Studio for podcast editing. If not, learn how to do so. There are a billion courses out there and videos and tutorials on how to do this. This is literally how I learned how to edit videos. You just have to have initiative and you have to have the love for it. Third side hustle is to do copywriting or content writing. Copywriters spend their days writing prose for the purpose of advertising, to sell and promote goods and services. Now, this can be for blogs, for social media posts, for ebooks, for websites, newsletters, e-commerce sites, a new jingle for a cereal commercial.
Breakfast with the one and only Cheerios.
You've got the power!
Or even a company slogan. If you can dream it, you can do it. This is for people who enjoy and are proficient in writing. You should preferably have a degree in English, communications, or journalism, and if not, have some sort of experience doing that for other people, whether it's through internships or for freelance projects, or you already have a blog of your own that's like poppin', you know.
OMG, you're not going to believe who Gossip Girl is. Wait, Gossip Girl is real?
It's got a couple of readers or a newsletter that has a couple of subscribers that you can show your work for. And you can interpret creative direction. So you can adapt the points from a creative brief into persuasive copy. You basically need to put life into words that just exist and are static online. You have to juggle multiple projects, typically with a short deadline. You are someone who can propose concepts for copy, so you can present along with underlying strategy to the company's leadership. And how to start? Well, first things first, you can get an internship at an ad agency.
Hi, Jules. I'm Ben, your new intern.
I'm glad you also see the humor in this.
Be hard not to.
You can also contact creative directors who run the creative departments at ad agencies. I was watching CNBC's Make It series, and there was this one video called Making $378,000 a year as a Fiverr freelancer. When I watched that video, it was mainly taking up gigs writing books, ebooks, emails, and she was earning a six-figure income. Although I don't really believe in the ethics of Fiverr because it puts out the message that creative services are cheap, and I would highly recommend following my girl Katie Ramsing on Instagram. She has a fashion copywriting school, so if that's something that you want to get into, you want to learn more about copywriting in the field of fashion, go check her out. She's amazing. Please, if you are getting value and you want to learn more and you want to hear more about these kind of things, leave a like. It really helps with the algorithm. I put quite a bit of effort into these videos, and it would be really great if the algorithm could pick your girl up.
Pick me like pick me, pick me like pick me like pick me like pick me. Bitch, I'm a demon, I ride in the demon. Spent through your block, little bitch.
Fourth side hustle that you can get started on is to become a virtual assistant. So this is essentially doing work for small business owners, solopreneurs, busy professionals, and bloggers. They essentially outsource tasks to a virtual assistant. This frees up valuable time for the client to work on projects and tasks only they can complete. If you were to become a virtual assistant, you would essentially be a person that can give support to other businesses from a remote location. And this is highly demanded for by entrepreneurs and online businesses that need help but don't want to bring on full-time staff in a specific location. Too long didn't read. You can do this from your bedroom, from your bed if you wanted to.
How's the whole working from home thing going for you?
Whoa! What? No!
And this is very much customizable to whatever the needs of your client is. You can do a myriad of things. It can span from doing social media, blogging, e-commerce, general admin, content production, or even finance. Check out my girl Jade from the Brown Door Company on Instagram. She is someone who specializes in doing bookkeeping and taxes for Black and brown creatives. So that can be like your niche as well. Now, why should you do this? You can have flexible work hours. You get to choose who you work for and what tasks you are doing. And you can also manage your own schedule and work from anywhere in the world. And you can also learn a lot about the operational side of a business. You get the first-hand exclusive scoop on future projects or partnerships your client is working on. But who is this for? Now, this is for those who enjoy working on different projects, someone who's detail-oriented, organized. You can start small and pick a niche. Make sure to gain authority and connections in that field and create a website and have a social media presence in order to show your work. I think that's a common thread that we have throughout this video, is to make sure to show your work because closed mouths don't get fed. I think the reason why I'm like harping on a lot on niche is because as an expert, you can command higher rates and you will have clients seeking out your services rather than you constantly tracking down your next gig. You also need to make your clients happy and constantly be asking for feedback. If they love you, they'll recommend you to other people, and that's how you start picking up on lots of different clients. The fifth side hustle that you can get started on is to rent out your equipment. Now, this is essentially renting out your equipment to videographers and photographers who have one-off shoots or don't want to necessarily splurge on any equipment, so they rent. I actually did this when I went on my trip to Norway, and I wanted to take some really cool drone shots, but I didn't necessarily like have my own drone. Neither did my friends trust me in flying theirs, and so I just rented it. And why should you do this? this is great because you get to make money off of your own assets. Like your camera, your mic, you can earn profit from your business expense. Like if you're using all of these different things to earn you money from you actually creating, you can also earn money from just owning it. And how do you start? Firstly, you have to own equipment. Duh. Like cameras, mics, tripods, drones, gimbals, lenses, and you have to put them up on equipment renting sites or shop. Go search it up on Google. There's like so many places, so many shops that you can rent your equipment to. So if you have come this far, please leave a like down below if you are getting value, because I want to make sure that this information is spread to other creatives who really need to hear that they can in fact take charge of their own life. Swiftly moving on to our second last one, create a monthly newsletter. Now I know email marketing is not necessarily like a new thing. You can essentially write for yourself or you can write for someone else's newsletter. Who is this for? It's generally for people who enjoy and are skilled in writing. And you have to have a lot of interest, experience, or authority in that field of whatever you're writing on. So it could be on health and wellness, it could be on tech, it can be on productivity, it can be on self-help, whatever it may be. You have to know the language of that field and you have to be well acquainted with it and genuinely interested in it, because you will have to be doing a lot of research for it. Before you start creating on MailChimp, which is a website that I highly recommend, that's what I also use for my workplace and my other side hustles, but you have to figure out who is on your list. Identify your target reader and figure out what is important to them. It could be freebies, it could be resources, it could be inspiring stories, tips and tricks, or quotes. Understand what they value and figure out what types of people are the best for selling to, and try to get as many of those as you can. But it's really important that you are consistent with it. No one likes someone who is flaky AF, and you have to provide value for free 99. In order to also bring on subscribers onto your newsletter, you have to advertise on other platforms to bring in readers to your site, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. I do have to caveat this side hustle though, because you can only really earn money through sponsors and affiliate marketing, which requires having a large subscriber base. It's sort of just like a thought to have, you know, to think about, but nothing that should be stopping you from creating one if you really wanted to. Alright, so we are on to the last side hustle that you can start to make money from home as a creative, and this is one that holds near and dear to my heart because it's actually something that I'm already doing right now, and that is to become a YouTuber. You know, we may think, oh, it's 2021, like that ship has sailed, it is way too late. Well, I would like to disagree on that. Now more than ever, with us being at home, there has been a rise in people spending their time on YouTube and online advertising on such a platform like this. And it's really great for people who want to express their creativity and you want to help out a specific audience who needs help on something, or it can even be like the younger version of you from years ago that you want to help out that other people are in the stage of right now. Who is this for? Because it takes so much goddamn hard work to do this, okay? So it's for people who, like I've said, want to express creativity. It's people who want to contribute to a conversation. A lot of the myth around YouTube is that, oh, so many people are already talking about personal finance or productivity or, you know, intentional living or entrepreneurship and whatnot, but no one can do it in your voice, okay? You have a unique lens and perspective on the world, and there are people out there who need to hear your message, who need you to contribute to that conversation. This is also for people who are in it for the long run. You know, if you are still subscribed to that immediate gratification, like I will make one amazing bomb-ass video and it will go viral, I'm sorry, this might not be the side hustle for you. How do you even bloody hell start? If you are watching this on your phone, your laptop, most likely the case is that you have all the abilities to create a YouTube video. Just press record on your phone. You also have to learn basic video editing like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro or even iMovie. I know loads of creators who are poppin' on the platform right now. Hello, Kelly Stamp. I think she's still editing on her iMovie, and she is just making so much money right now. Her subscriber base is like through the roof, just popping off. When you watch videos, do it more intentionally, do it with the mindset that you want to learn and pick up on all of the little things that they are doing, you know, to add some flavor.
The flavor, oh my god.
Last one is that if you have no idea what your niche is or what kind of content you want to make, just start before you're ready. That's what I like to preach, because honestly, you will never really be ready. For this video, I wanted to so badly perfect all of my lines and whatever not. I was thinking of even writing like a full-on detailed script and popping it up on my teleprompter, but I was like, no.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And I also like to think that it is better to have done something imperfectly than to have done nothing perfectly. I do have to caveat that this is very labor intensive because it does take a lot of effort to be consistent, to constantly think of new ideas, to write it out, to film, to edit, to publish, to promote. And in order to monetize and be part of YouTube's partner program, you do need 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 hours of watch time. But don't let that stop you. Honestly, like if your reason for starting this is because this is something you want to start off as a hobby, or you see it as a potential like business opportunity in the future, just get started. This is not an exhaustive list. There are so much more side hustles out there that creatives can do, and I have so many ideas for that. So let me know if you want to hear more. This was just 7 of the ones I could think of because I personally have done like a bit of everything. They really don't teach you this at school. They just teach you to work for that one job for the next 30 years of your career, and I like to beg to differ that that is just not the way to live life right now. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next one. Take care!